Hello guys, this is welcome again to the channel. For today I thought about a very special lesson for you to give you a content that's very dense, very full of information, but it is extremely useful and it's really going to change your playing, change your overall sound as it has changed mine. I use this phrase I'm about to teach you right here in this 2-5-1. Basically it consists in learning all the 7 shapes of the melodic minor scale disposed in fourths, because it takes advantage of the nature of the guitar in which the strings are disposed in fourths, except between the B and G string, you have a major third. So in order for you to make sense out of this video, the first thing you need to do is make sure you understand and you know in sequence all the modes of the melodic minor scale. This is very practical theory that you can apply. Here in the channel, I do have one video that explains in detail slowly each one of these modes. The reason why it's so special is that it offers you, for every nature of chord, we have minor, major, dominant, half diminished. The melodic minor offers you a way to play each of these chords with special colors. Very, very attractive in my opinion. Very fresh sounding extensions. And that's why you want to know it, because every time you play a tune, if you don't want to keep always sounding the same, always repetitively playing that Ionian scale over major chords or Dorian scale over second degrees, you can tap into the melodic minor scale and it's really going to give you some nice notes. For example, a major chord, instead of just playing the Ionian scale, the melodic minor offers you a major chord version, which is called Lydian augmented, which is the third mode of the melodic minor, which the chord sounds like this. The scale. So it's very, very nice, I believe, very useful. So basically, the idea here, which I use in that 2-5-1, is to build all these shapes, and then whenever you want, you can just tap into these shapes and you can build either lines or chords for accompaniment using these patterns of fourths, which I'm just about to show you. So let's use the D melodic minor scale as an example. Here is the D melodic minor scale, and the first step to do this is to build shapes in fourths. Let's just use these 4 strings here, the A, D, G, and B. So I'm going to start with number 1 here, and here's my melodic minor scale. And I'm going to build it in fourths. So 1, a fourth above, a fourth above. Now remember that these are not just perfect fourths. It may be augmented fourth or diminished fourth. You just pick a fourth according to what the scale offers you. So in this case here, it's an augmented fourth. And then the next one is a diminished fourth. So you end up actually here with the major 7 with an 11, right? So if I'm to call out the intervals here, which I always suggest you do so that you are aware of everything you're playing, I have tonic, fourth, major 7, and third. So here's my first shape, which may be played with a bar. And then the next shape, I'm going to go to the next note and then just pick the fourths. How do I do this? I just go 1, keep playing the scale, 2, 3, 4. So that's my fourth. Now if I consider this 1, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my next fourth. If I consider that 1, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I get my next fourth, and here are all of them. And then the next guy, I go to the minor third of the melodic minor scale and go the fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get that. That's my third shape. Now look at the beauty of this. Whenever I have a D minor situation, say in the tune So What, or Impressions, which is just a long D minor, you could actually play these 3 chords for a D minor. Right? That's the beauty of it. And you can create a line by playing these shapes. For example, you can play them going upwards, or up and down, and so on. Let's go to the next shape. These are 3 shapes. So the next shape is going to be this. Already giving you the answer right here. Fourth, major 7, minor third, and 6. Now remember, you must memorize these shapes in their sequence. Because then whenever you deal with any other situation, and I will show a few more examples here for other chord natures here in a few minutes, you see that these shapes in sequence, they will cover all the chords. So it's one thing you learn and you multiply the usage of it for any chord nature. So let's keep going. Fourth shape. Next shape is going to be this. Here in D minor I have 5, 1, 4, and major 7. Finally, the sixth shape. It's just like a little minor chord. And then finally the seventh shape, which is from the altered scale, you get the altered chord. This is a diminished fourth, augmented fourth, and perfect fourth. So there are your fourths. So the exercise that you want to do right now, you might want to pause this video, maybe write down all these shapes for you to better absorb them, and then play them up and down a couple of times, like so. Now, just for you to understand the beauty of this and the usage of this, for example, who is the fourth mode of the melodic minor? Then you come up to the Lydian augmented chord, Lydian dominant chord. In the case of the melodic minor in D, the Lydian dominant is the G. So I have this guy here. So whenever I want to use this chord in any given situation, a Lydian dominant chord, for example, shows up in Take the A Train. When you have that second chord is a Lydian dominant. So then you can just throw all those voicings and they're all going to work. So if I'm supposed to play something over a Lydian dominant in G, I can use those shapes. Here's the seventh shape, which was here. I'm taking it an octave down. And so on. What if it was a D Lydian dominant, like in the Take the A Train? Then I'm going to have this. All you have to do in order to find that puzzle, because it's like a puzzle, it's a whole structure of 7 shapes, and they're all stuck together in a sequence. The sequence never changes. All you need to do in order to know where you are in the sequence is just build one. Once you build one of them by using the scale steps, then you know all the rest of them and you're free to go. So how do I do this? Basically, if I'm in a Lydian dominant situation, here in D, I'm just going to build one chord. Let's say I'm going to start from the third. Third, a fourth up, another fourth up, another fourth up. So I get this. And this happens to be my sixth shape. So I get this. Sorry. Yeah, the sixth shape also happens to coincide with the second shape, but there's no problem. All you gotta do, maybe if you happen to deal with that coincidence, then you just build the next one to get one more hint and you'll be good to go. So what if I had built this, these fourths starting from the fourth of D Lydian? So I get this guy, my next fourth is this one, my next is this one, and this one. Remember, I'm thinking Lydian dominant here. So I get this guy as my first note and build the fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the shape. Once I know this shape is unique, once I know this, I know I'm in the seventh shape, and I can just go. Right? And so on. Next one will be. So what about for altered scale situation, which is what I used in the phrase in the beginning of this video. It was a 2, 5, 1 to G. So I played an A minor, and then once I went to D, I went to the, actually I used the shape in the top 4 strings, which I'm about to cover with you right now. So if I'm in an A minor situation here, for a 2, 5, 1, when I get to D, my 5 guy, I'm going to play the root, and then I build these fourths right here, starting from here. Now I'm building a fourth down, since I'm on the high string. A fourth down, I'm thinking D altered scale, okay? So like I said, you need to go back to the explanation of the modes and make sure you understand all of them. The altered scale is flat 9, sharp 9, major 3rd, sharp 4, sharp 5, and flat 7. So I'm going to build fourths here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my first fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my next fourth. And my next 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got this. And then if I keep going, my next fourth is going to be this guy. And then this one, which is just a continuation of this shape. You bar that note down. And then the next guy is this, but I'm just using 4 strings, the top 4 now. So I get this for the alternate. That was my line over the 5 chord. So that's why this is so useful. And one of the guys that I've seen use this and have mastered this very well is this new guitar sensation, Matteo Mancuso. You might have heard about him, seen him on the internet, an Italian, very talented guitar player. And I was transcribing, I was about to post the Donna Lee solo that he did. I transcribed that, and I noticed that in the middle of the 2-5-1, he uses exactly this. I think even more than once in the solo. So it just confirmed to me how useful it is to know this technique or this approach. This is going to give you a bunch of new chords for your comping, for your chordal playing, as well as your linear playing. So one more example here, maybe the E altered chord, which I started that phrase with. I was doing a 6, 2, 5, 1, so the 6 was E. So if I'm on an E chord, here's my first shape, and then the next shape, next, yeah. So I could do a line like this. So that's the lesson for today, guys. I hope you made sense out of this. I know it's quite a lot of information for a short amount of time, but it's not something that I expected to master just in this one video. It is a concept that you want to take with you into the practice room, spend some time with it, and maybe within a couple of months, you should be able to start using this fluently. But it's definitely a great, useful concept that's going to bring some freshness into your playing. So I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you next time. Thank you so much.